Well, Cassie, it's ongoing, and I will tell you, we also have a duty and an oath as prosecutors to file those cases when we have the proof beyond a reasonable doubt and somebody passes that line for criminal conduct. We did not find at this point in our investigation that those individuals that you've mentioned have crossed that line.
Was there any crossover to any other investigations, the Mayor of Upland case or anything like that you discovered?
I can't really comment on that because we have a partnership with the federal government at this point in time. But I'll just say, folks, if you want to connect the dots, you can take a look at that.
This corruption task force that you mentioned, you just mentioned partnership with federal governments. Is the FBI involved in? I take it that the FBI is involved in this corruption task force.
Absolutely.
And
partners.
so where does the investigation go now? I mean, what's the extent of it from this point forward?
Yeah, well, this is, as far as the colonies and conspiracy, this is a huge step. I think we're getting close with this part of the investigation. I'm not saying it's over, but this is a big step. There are other investigations ongoing, and I can't see anything more than that, as you can imagine. But we again are working with our federal partners, the Attorney General's office, and of course my good friend the sheriff. And when I need some assistance and resources, he's there.
Does it extend outside the realm of the settlement itself? I mean, are there other elements involved in this? There's been some talk about.
I think publicly
courts.
it's already been said that. So, excuse me.
Well, there's been some talk about the courts being involved in the investigation, or maybe some question as to.
All I can say is there's other avenues that we are looking into.
Are there any that are still in custody?
Currently, as we speak, the 3 that I indicated are in custody.
Jim Irwin had said early on that he was cooperating. Did that break down somewhere?
That's news to me. Jim Irwin's never cooperated.
Can you talk about the reasons for indicting Jim Irwin when we already had charges pending against him?
Sure, it's the same. Some are the same, and we also have other charges, new charges pending. And I should also say this too. A grand jury indictment and a grand jury, it's different than a preliminary hearing. So legally, procedurally, it's the same. But we actually put on witnesses. You'll see 45 evidence documents, and there was some even further evidence regarding Jim Irwin. Even with the same counts, became stronger, and then the added counts on Jim Irwin.
Because his attorney has alleged that he speculated that this charge was coming through the grand jury indictment. That was a way to avoid the preliminary hearing planned in the next couple of weeks.
Sure, and I don't like to respond to attorneys or defendants in the press. We do our best within the court. I'll leave it at that.
How was this conspiracy hatched?
Well, I can just tell you generally, it was it started with Jeff Irwin, and you'll see that in your packet. I mean, it's no secret. And what he did over the years in the process, and I wrote some notes down about it here, he concocted a scheme, to corrupt officials, board members, chiefs of board through threats, extortion, inducements, and bribery. And I'm not telling you anything that's not in your packet or that's in the indictment. But that's where it started, and that's how it occurred.
What happens to Irwin's prior case now?
Well, this kind of, for lack of a better term, supersedes it, and so that case will be procedurally dismissed. So then it takes us right into a trial court, so we can start our motions and hopefully get to a jury trial.
How long do you think it will be before you get this case to trial, or, I mean...
That'll depend a lot on the defense counsel. Am I right, Mr. Shaw? We're ready.
Are they scheduled for arraignment?
Their arraignment will be, it should be...
It'll be determined.
It'll be determined today.
Right. Do you expect future indictments?
Regarding this investigation or any others, we're still looking at some things at this point in time.
Are any other public officials still being investigated?
I don't want to say who's being investigated at this point.
You don't have to say, you can just say, are there any generically?
Possibly. As good as you're going to get. It took me a while to come up with that one, but that's what you're going to get.
You mentioned that there are 45 witnesses that will be listed in our packets,
Yeah.
but there are other witnesses. Why
Sure.
are they not named?
It's like any other, either an indictment or a jury trial, you have witnesses. You don't need all of the witnesses to put on your evidence. I mean, I think in the discovery, the defense will have all of the witnesses named, so they will be out, they will be made public. They're-
By law, we're required in the indictment to list the witnesses who testified before the grand jury. So that's what you'll see.
So it's not a
Actually, I
matter
think
of
the witnesses were
confidential.
redacted.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, on the conform copy.
Okay.
Well, that'll be available in
Later.
the public record.
It'll be available in the public.
I
record.
see. So it's not a matter of some witnesses, their identities must be protected. It's just a matter of the ones that you're going to put on.
Yes, by law, we're required in the indictment to list the witnesses who actually testified before the grand jury. That document is filed with the court now.
You know the recent history of San Bernardino County. I mean, is there a culture of corruption around here? I mean, how do you explain kind of the recent history of indictments and corruption?
Well, you know, and I said this was historical, and it started back, you know, when I was trying cases, you know, and back then in the 90s with Lawwick and those cases and what occurred. But remember what happened then. It wasn't the DA's office. It was taken away by the Attorney General, the federal, the U.S. Attorney's office. And, you know, when I took an oath, I will tell you, it was Sheriff Penrod, a week after I came into office in 2003, said, Mike, you know, we need to take care of our own county. And I totally agreed with them. And so when I put this unit in place, Public Integrity Unit, I said, we are now going to make sure that we represent the 98.5% of the people of this county, county employees, elected county people that do the job right ethically. And we're going to clean up that other percentage, that small percentage that's been part of the history, I will say, of San Bernardino County. We are on our way of getting that done. I will guarantee you that once we complete this investigation, and then we take the other step that Mr. Happelman has pushed so hard, and that is government reform, this county is going to be a wonderful place, as it is for the majority of people, to conduct business in without worrying about corruption.
Are you guys finding any connection between the recent charges against Supervisor Mildari and this Collins case, or is it a completely separate thing?
All I can tell you again is connect the dots. That's all I can say. I can't tell you because that's an Attorney General case, but there are common denominators. I think it's pretty obvious.
Can you talk about what kind of details Bill Postmus was able to corroborate?
No. Good try though.
Can you detail that, like how he assisted prosecutors, in what manner did he assist?
Well, he talked to us. I mean, he had to talk to our investigators and he's been cooperating for some time now.
What's he going to get in return for his cooperation?
We're not sure yet. We don't know what that's going to be.
Have you guys looked at, as far as going back to Deanne's whereabouts, looked at his home in Mexico as a possible place he might have gone to?
Every possibility we have, every connection he has, we will be looking at.
Are his wife and children still in the area?
I don't know that. I do not.
So far, you've just contacted his attorney and given him an opportunity to surrender, but you haven't
That's-
actually
Yeah,
knocked on his door?
well, we've had several contacts with his attorney and several more this morning.
When is the last contact that your office had with him?
With his attorney this morning and,
With Mr. Bean?
oh, was he Mr. Deanne? I don't think we've had contact with Mr. Deanne. Our office.
What does the attorney say? Did he say he's here, or we're not going to turn ourselves in, or come get us? I mean, what did he say?
I can't say that right
Why not?
because we still have a fugitive outstanding and in a compromise, trying to get him.
He didn't say he went to Mexico or anything like that.
Again, cannot comment.
You guys went to his house, this morning, or?
Can't comment on that either.
Was he asked to surrender his passport at all?
I don't believe so. No, no,
Who's his attorney?
say that.
Robert Corbin out of Los
Robert
Angeles.
Corbin out of LA.
Does anyone have any further questions? If not, we'll call it an end, and I do have press packets here.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Where your phone was.